Hey, 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 happy new year. It is the new year. Hello, hello, hello. We're getting ready to do some live coaching to get you unstuck for the new year. If this is your first time catching one of my live videos, this lighting is a little off. My name is Caroline Day, and I am a coach, a trauma-informed coach who helps people, specifically women, but I help all people who are looking to make a transition. So you're looking to go from one level to another level, especially people who are leaving what we call like toxic environments. So you've experienced something traumatic. Maybe you are coming out of a traumatic relationship, maybe a traumatic family situation or home situation. My goal is to help you get to the next level. And so today what we're going to talk about is how to get unstuck. I woke up this morning completely inspired, so I made something for you guys. It's completely free. You can get it. It's at the link in my bio. So go ahead and follow, share this video if it's going to be, if it's something you have just had this conversation with someone about getting unstuck or having a new awakening, a new awareness in the 2023. Go ahead and share this with a friend so they can come in and get some too. So this is the guide that I created for you. It's called Get Unstuck Now, and you can download it. It's completely free. I woke up this morning, was not planning to do this. This is not something that I had prepared before, but I went to bed with anticipation, right? So I have been expecting some things to come to fruition in my own life. And so I have this spirit of anticipation, expectation in my life. And so that's really kind of the first point I want to talk about today, is that it's important when you are looking to have something new or fresh be started in your life. It's really important that you have a spirit of anticipation and expectation. So I'm gonna give you this example. Over the Christmas holiday in central Indiana, we were expecting some snow. So some of us were expecting snow, ice, multiple inches, what have you. Everybody went out and got prepared, right? Because we were expecting the snow. We didn't know exactly when it was going to hit or how much was coming or which direction it was coming from. But everybody got their shovels and everybody got their salt and everybody got their food and bread and milk and what have you, and they were prepared. When you're expecting something in the new year, you want to start to anticipate that. You want to start to be expecting that. You want to be prepared, so making room for that. You also want to make sure that you keep your eyes open and your ears open. And so this morning when I got up, my eyes were open and my ears were open. And I made a plan that I was not going to do like I normally would do, like get up and start going through all the daily activities. I decided I was going to take a shower and take a hot bath and just relax and give myself some time to be settled. And I swear to you guys, this idea came to me so clearly this morning. I know that it was divinely inspired. So if you have been praying, God, I am tired of going through this same situation. I am tired of being, struggling. I am lonely. I want a relationship. I want to have my credit right. I want to improve my finances. I want a home. I want a car. If you have been longing for something to change, like you're like, I just cannot keep going through this same struggle, this same situation any longer, I want you to come on in and let's talk about it. So the Get Unstuck Guide is a really simple reflection tool to help you figure out what's actually keeping you stuck. A lot of times people, I think, have the wrong idea about why things aren't working the way that they want them to work. So I'm a coach, although my master's degree is in counseling. I actually prefer really good questions. And I think a lot of times what happens when people are feeling stuck, what actually happens in your brain is you get into that fight or flight response. And when you're in fight or flight response, you have this tunnel vision. So you don't see the opportunities around you. You don't see what could be fixed or what could be a possibility. All you can focus on is what's wrong in the situation. You feel like you just want to survive, right? And there's a time and a place for being in survival mode. But if you are looking to change, if you're looking to have a different situation, just being constantly in survival mode is not the way that that's going to happen. So you have to begin to kind of open your eyes to being outside of survival mode. And the way that I, as a coach, really like to do that is by asking the right questions. So what I have in this guide is 57 questions, right? And before you get overwhelmed with that number, you don't have to go through every single question. But there's 57 questions that I know at least one of them will open your eyes to the possibility of something that can transform your life completely. So you can get the download in the link in my bio. I'm going to go through a few of these questions with you here today. And if we have time and anybody has questions, I'd be happy to do some live coaching one-on-one with you as we're kind of going back and forth through today. So there's 3 questions that I call kind of open the door questions, right? And these open the door questions are really designed to get your wheels turning, right? So when you, let's say, for example, it's the first of the month. Let's say, for example, your money's funny and you're like, oh my gosh, I have just enough money to pay my rent. I don't have enough money for groceries this week. I don't have enough money for gas this week. The only thing you can think about in this moment is, where does that money coming from? What am I doing? How can I get that money? Who can I borrow from? That's the only thing that you can think about. But chances are you have opportunities, you have options, and you have possibilities right in front of you that you're not even considering. So, and I'm going to tell you, like, when you're expecting things will come from a different direction. So, for example, I have been expecting, like, one of my affirmations that I say is that money comes to me effortlessly from in increasing quantities from all different directions. So I'm always expecting money, whether it's a sale on my website, somebody to gift me something, me to get a refund or something. I'm always expecting money to come from somewhere. And so I'm always just kind of keeping my eyes open. I'm always just kind of looking for that. I went to the mailbox earlier this week. I guess technically it's last week now, but here I opened the mailbox, and there's a check for $150. Some kind of settlement, some class action lawsuit or something that I either signed up for or got, tagged in. And all of a sudden, here's $150 that I wasn't expecting. And because I'm open to the possibility of that, but I still had to go to my mailbox. I still had to make the deposit. You got to be open, and you got to take actions in the right direction. And really, that's what coaching is designed to do, is to help you uncover those things that you might not be aware of, and give you some guidance and some direction. So if you are anticipating or hopeful, or maybe you're not feeling super hopeful, let's talk about that for a second. Maybe you're not feeling hopeful. Maybe you feel like you did a lot of stuff last year and you were not one of those people that is a UGC creator that was making $10,000 a month. Maybe you feel like you did a lot of things and you did not have the results that you wanted to have. I want to encourage you to use this as your message, your awareness that you still have the opportunity to have that thing that you want to have happen. You just might have to do it a little bit differently than what you initially anticipated. Because typically what we do, we're going to do the things that we know to do. We're going to do what's comfortable, what's unique, what's, we're used to. Our brain is going to go for those patterns. When you're trying to shift into a new season, you want to get out of survival mode, you want to stop struggling, you want to feel better, you want to have more money, you want to lose weight, you want to improve your credit, you can't do the same things you've always been doing. So these questions are going to help you. So the first, we're going to do these 3 kind of open door questions. And then if we have time, drop a comment. If you have a question, share this. If you know somebody, if you've had a conversation with somebody about them wanting to change their life, share this so that they can get help as well. Okay, so the first question you're going to ask yourself is, where am I right now? Sounds like a super easy question, but here's what I want you to do. I want you to be as specific and detailed about your current situation as possible. A lot of times what happens when we're in a struggle, especially if we're just coming out of a bad situation, we're embarrassed, we're ashamed. And so we hide from what is the current reality. That means we don't open the mail when the bills come. We don't check the voicemail when we know the bill collectors are calling. I don't want you to be a person that's hiding from your current reality. I want you to be honest about where you are. And then use as many details as possible. It might be specific numbers, specific experiences. I want you to be very, very specific about where you are. And then this is not in the guide, but I want to give you this little bonus. Once you are honest about where you are and what's going on in your situation, I want you to give yourself some compassion. A lot of times we are so embarrassed and ashamed of our situation that we do not give ourselves compassion. We give ourselves the opposite of compassion. We, oh my God, I can't believe I did this again. I can't believe I trusted him. I can't believe I let this happen. I can't believe I, messed up. We do that so heavily to ourselves that we can't think straight. It's like we're literally abusing ourselves. So I want you to give yourself some compassion. Now, compassion is not justifying the action that has happened. But what compassion is basically saying is the person who did this thing or who had this feeling or had this experience still has value. The opposite of compassion would be like throwing the baby out with the bathwater, right? So having compassion is saying like, yes, I screwed up. Yes, I'm in this bad situation. Yes, I'm not happy with the way things are going, but I still have value. I still matter. I'm still human. I still deserve love. I still deserve, grace and generosity, right? So give yourself some compassion. And the reason for that is it begins to kind of shift your energy. Now, just so we're clear, I am a Christian, right? And I am a full believer in Jesus Christ, but I am also a person who is completely aware and very much has discernment about people's energy and the way that they feel and interact, right? So when you are in a negative emotional state, your energy vibrations are very, very low. And it's hard for you to get to the higher level of where you're trying to go if your energy is always in a low vibration state. If you're always feeling guilty and embarrassed and ashamed and unhappy and miserable, how are you ever going to be grateful and excited and proud and happy? Right? So if you're constantly pulling yourself down by making yourself feel more and more guilty about your situation, it really undermines what you're trying to do. So give yourself that compassion. Then the second thing I want you to do is name the emotions that you're feeling. So what am I actually feeling right now? And this is really important because we're going to go to the next question. But what you're actually feeling, I want you to use some feeling words. Okay? So those feeling words might be embarrassed, ashamed, guilty, scared, overwhelmed. I want you to actually name the emotion. When you name the emotion, you give your body a sense of relief so that it can begin to release that emotion, okay? So go ahead and name those emotions. And then the third question is, most importantly, this is a key question that sets you up for all the rest of the questions, okay? What do I want to feel next? What do I want to feel next? Where do I want to be? Where do I want to go? This might be a physical example. Like I want to be in a new house by December 2023. I want to be in a new jean size by December 2023. Whatever you want to feel. Okay, so Sarai says, I want to feel peace. That is perfect. That is absolutely perfect. You want to identify what it is you want to feel, what it is you want to experience, what it is you want to have, what it is you want to be, because that's going to set you up for where you want to go, right? So when you're saying, what am I going to do? I'm telling you right now, people are going to they're going to come home from church this afternoon, they're going to have some black eyed peas and some greens, and they're going to be sitting down to write a vision board. And they're going to be taking the same toxic beliefs, limiting beliefs, traumatic history, all that stuff from 2022 into 2023 if you don't get clear. So this is about getting clear on that stuff right now so that you can release it and move forward, okay? So here's some of the other questions in here. So let's say, for example, you are wanting to improve your physical health. One of these questions is, how often do you prioritize rest? Now, if you were talking about, hey, I want to lose weight in 2023, most people will be like, I'm going to set a goal to work out 3 times a week. I'm going to do 75 hard. They come up with this perspective that suddenly they have to punish themselves or hurt themselves in order to get to a different, physical feature. The question is, how often do you prioritize rest? And as you ask yourself that question, you might think, oh my gosh, I'm not resting enough. You might be gaining weight because you're not having enough sleep. But you've got to ask the right question to get the right answer. Okay, maybe you say like, I want to improve my spiritual wellness, right? So maybe you're saying like, I really have just felt disconnected and unhappy. I want to feel more spiritually. So the question is, how would your life be different if you made yourself a priority? So if you want to feel peace, how would your life be different if you made yourself a priority? I work with a lot of single moms. I'm a single mom, and so that's one of the things that I really like working with, right? And so I know a whole bunch of single moms that work like double shift, triple shifts to make sure our kids have stuff under the tree. But how would your life be different if you prioritized yourself? If you said, hey, I've got to take care of me right now to make sure that I'm good. I deserve this, right? Okay, maybe you have some financial goals for the new year. Anybody have financial goals? Let me know in the comments if you have financial goals, okay? So what does financial security actually mean to you? Is it a number? Is it a sense of peace? Is it the ability to give? What does that represent in your life? What does that look like in your life? What does that feel like in your life? Right? Oh, this is a good one. Let me tell you what, this is a good one. If you're looking for financial growth or financial improvement, here's a question that will really help you. What does your environment say about your finances? Look around your room right now. What does your environment say about your finances? Do you see clutter? Do you see chaos? Do you see things that are broken? Right? Do you see too much stuff that shows that you have spent money you shouldn't have, right? So look around your environment and say, what does my environment say about my finances? Does your environment say what you want your finances to be like? If I look around your home, do I see that what you value, what you believe in, what you care about, what you're invested in? Right? Let's get a couple more questions here. Maybe you're looking to have some social growth. Maybe anybody wants some relationship improvement. Maybe you just came through the holidays and you're like, man, my family needs some help. Okay? What is the most satisfying relationship in your life? When was the last time you asked yourself what's going well? Like, what is the most satisfying relationship you have in your life? Sometimes you'll realize that a person that is really a good relationship with you, you're not prioritizing that person. You realize that person gives me a lot of peace. Anytime I call that person, they always give me a kind word. They're always an encouragement to me. But you really haven't prioritized that. So you feeling isolated and alone, but the truth of the matter is you aren't really accessing the relationships that you have. This is a question I love to ask my clients. Oh, thank you, Kitty. I'll tell you where I got it. This is a question I love to ask my clients, right? What does your calendar say about the relationships in your life? Let me tell you something. If you value relationships, I should see that in your finances. I should see that in your calendar. I should see that everywhere. If you're valuing, if this is important to you, if this is a priority to you, if this is this is an area where I want to have growth, I want to see restoration, I want to see renewal, I want to see refreshment, then I should see that reflected in where you're spending your time. Don't tell me you want to fix your marriage and you always somewhere else. Don't tell me that your kids are your priority and you're never doing anything with your kids. Right? So you've got to do that. These are the questions that will spark that conversation, that'll make you start thinking about what you can do. Then when you get ready to set your goals for 2023, you'll know what you're setting up for. You'll have some ideas about what to do, and you won't do the same old dry. If you have ever made a vision board and found yourself putting the same pictures on the vision board year after year, drop a comment and let me know. If you have been setting the same goals year after year, drop a comment and let me know. We have got to stop having the same goals over and over and over again. And sometimes the reason we keep setting the same goals and never hitting them is because we're starting and stopping, or we're not even starting the right things. If you're a starter and a stopper, I got something coming for you in just a second. Okay, if your emotional wellness is something that you want to focus on, here's a question I want you to ask yourself. Where do you feel in your body? Where do you feel joy in your body? Where do you feel sadness in your body, right? If you feel joy in your chest, it gets kind of warm, you get a little flutter, right? Maybe you feel sadness in your gut, right? Maybe you've been anxious lately and you're noticing that you're having lots of stomach pain. Maybe you are, holding a whole bunch of tension and stress in your shoulders. Where in your body do you feel joy? Where in your body do you feel sadness or pain? If we're talking about your mental health, this is a really good one we don't think about. Like your mental wellness, like the quality of your thoughts, the quality of your brain, your ability to think and focus and concentrate. Where do you feel most creative? Some of us have been forced to work in an office that is not conducive to our creativity, or others of us are working in a home that's not conducive to our creativity. And we're feeling like, oh, I just can't focus. I just can't concentrate. I just can't learn this. I just can't get through. And the truth of the matter is we don't have an environment that's supportive of us because we don't stop and take the time to think about where we feel most creative. Sometimes I go sit outside. I'm so excited I just moved and now I have a sunroom, right? And I'm gonna be, y'all catch my lives in the sunroom all spring long, right? Because I love to be outside. I love to get fresh sunlight in. That's something that's really, really important to me. A lot of times people are stuck in a cubicle looking at four little plexiglass walls when where they would really feel more creative and able to be more effective is if they were outside. So where do you feel most creative, right? If you're thinking about making sure that your mind is clear, sometimes you got to get some of that stuff out. What are the shoulds that keep you feeling stuck? What are the shoulds that you tell yourself, ooh, I should do this, ooh, I should do that. And as soon as it pop up, you immediately feel overwhelmed. You immediately feel flustered. You immediately feel like you are screwing up. Okay? So I want you, if you have not, I want you to follow me. Go ahead and hit that follow button and go to my bio and download this Get Unstuck guide. It is perfect for you if you are looking for something new in 2023. If you say, hey, I am looking to get unstuck, I am looking to get these goals that I have been repeating over and over and over again, I want you to get this. It is a free guide. It's a digital download. You can grab it just and download it. If you have a printer, you can print it out. If you don't have a printer, you can pull it up on your computer and just use a notebook, right? I prefer to write, so I would definitely encourage you, whether you have a printer or don't, to write some of these answers out. Now, here's what I want you to do. As you're going through this guide, if you would say, like, I'm feeling some type of way. These feelings are coming up, but I'm feeling really kind of hopeless about some of the answers that I'm having. Like if you're saying, I just am not feeling peaceful. I am just feeling so unhappy right now. I'm just feeling so unsettled. I want to invite you to join me in a live workshop, right? This workshop is called Stop Sleeping on Yourself. Stop sleeping on yourself. And I'm gonna tell you who I made this for. I have made this workshop for people who have experienced trauma, okay? So if you have a history of maybe childhood trauma, parents who were emotionally neglectful or just maybe not available, maybe inconsistent in your life, maybe parents who had some mental health challenges of their own and they could not give you the love and support that you needed, I want you to join me for this workshop. If you're a person who's coming into a season of transition, right? So you want to change, maybe you are specifically saying, hey, I want 2023 to be different. I had some hard things in 2022. I survived, but now I'm ready for something better. Women who have maybe come through a divorce. Maybe you're in a season where your kids are getting ready to graduate from high school or graduate from college. You're an empty nester. You're having a different situation. I specifically want people in this workshop who have tried and failed before. If you feel like I set this goal for myself, I tried and I failed, I want you to join me for Stop Sleeping on Yourself. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to talk to you in this workshop about the brain science behind why we don't do the things we need to do. What ends up happening is we have a lot of toxic beliefs. We get into that fight or flight mode in our brain and we literally get stuck in our mind. I'm going to show you how to have the confidence you need to start and finish your goal, right? Start it and go all the way through. So if you've ever started and stopped, if you've gained and lost the same 15 pounds over and over again, right? If you've been saying that you want to increase your credit for the last 10 years, right? I want you to join me for Stop Sleeping on Yourself. All you have to do is hit the follow button, go ahead and go to my bio. It's one of the first links in my bio, and you can go ahead and sign up for that. It is super affordable. It's next week, right? So we've got 2 different dates that you can choose. It's either going to be Tuesday at the 10th at lunchtime, so you do it around noon, or on Saturday the 14th, you can do it at like 10 o'clock in the morning. We're going to talk about why people get stuck. Most importantly, I'm going to show you just in these, we're using these type of questions, these type of exercises to figure out exactly why you are stuck so that you can get through those limiting beliefs and get straight into the life that you're supposed to have. So I hope this was super helpful for you guys. I feel super inspired. I felt inspired this morning to share this with you. The link is in my bio to grab your Get Unstuck in 2023 guide. I want you to get that because I want you to have the best year possible. I do not want you to feel stuck anymore. I do not want you to feel like you are hopeless or helpless, because you absolutely have exactly what you need right now, where you are today, to get the life that you want to have. So thank you so much for everybody who joined me live, and I will see you guys soon.